Hello everybody, it is Michael here from My Retirement Trading. And today we're going to talk about why I sold TSPY by Tap Alpha, and I split the proceeds between 4 funds. But before I get into that, I must state that none of this is financial advice or a recommendation, and it is for entertainment purposes only. With that being said, let's get into it. It was a struggle for me to sell TSPY, and I really did enjoy owning this fund, and it had a 14% distribution rate, approximate, and I love those payments. But I felt I could do better in total return, moving forward. So that's the reason that I sold it. Like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with the fund, and I have made money on it. But I wanted to keep, approximately that 14% distribution rate. So what I came up with is I added 4 funds, and they are, and I did it equally, 25% in each. They are OVL by Liquid Strategies, TDAQ by Tap Alpha, GPIQ by Goldman Sachs, and XQQI by Neos. Anyway, so I'm going to go over some spreadsheets or some comparison charts and show why I did this. Well, I'm over here at stockanalysis.com. It's one of my favorite websites to do comparisons on stocks and ETFs like I'm going to do here today. And I'm going to have a discount code with a link in the description. And the code is retirement. But anyway, so I got TSPY plugged in here, and I hit max, and total return since it's been out, it has a 28.26% total return, and that's looks like in less than 2 years. So this fund has been very impressive in total return. And I did sell it today, and I made money on it, but I decided to go a different direction. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this fund. And who knows, I may own it again one day, but right now I'm going a different direction. And so what I decided to do, I split the money between 4 different funds, and one of them that I've compared it against, I'm going to compare it against, is its sister fund, TDAQ. That's by Tap Alpha also, and it's basically the same thing, but it trades on the NASDAQ instead of the S&P 500. And TDAQ hasn't been out very long. It's been out since September 4th of 2026. But since it's been out, it's had over 5% more, better performance than TSPY, according to this right here. So I put 25% of the proceeds in the TDAQ, and then I put GPIQ by Goldman Sachs. I added 25% more into that. And since, same thing, since September 4th last year, it's really close right here. But it's, it outperforms, TSPY. And I know it's a different index and everything. And then this last one, second to the last one, is going to be OVL. I've been talking a lot about this one lately and made several videos on this channel about it. And this is just since September of last year. It outperformed 1337 to 10.53. And if you take the TDAQ out and compare it to a longer period of time, the gap's a lot wider. GPIQ has outperformed 42.23 to 28, and against TSPY's 28.26. That's almost 14%. And then the OVL, it has, it looks like it got about a little over 6% difference, 34.91 to 28.26 against for the TSPY. So I added those two in. So I've got TDAQ, GPIQ, and OVL. And then we'll put TDAQ back in. And so we'll hit the max. And then, so in that period of time, TDAQ, since it's been out, it's beat every one of those funds. And then the last one that I added is a NEOS fund. It's XQQI. It's one of their boosted funds, and it's the NEOS boosted NASDAQ 100 high income ETF. And it hasn't been out very long, but we'll compare it since it's been out. And right here, it's outperformed all of them. And I know it's boosted, and a lot of people are going to say that it's leveraged and that it's dangerous and everything. And it could be, but I'm going with it because I was talking to a friend of mine, Marcos from Marcos Mia on YouTube, and we were talking, and he gave me the idea to compare QQCL, which is a Canadian fund, but it's been out a lot longer, and it's leveraged. And I'm going to have to get rid of the TDAQ. Well, we'll just go since in that period of time. So in this period of time, it's done a little bit less, and that's this, let's see when that is. That's only like in the last couple of months, getting closer to 3 months. But the reason I wanted to compare it because I'm concerned long term. So we're going to take that XQQI out, and then we're going to hit the max again. And then you can see a little bit of difference. So this is not the same exact fund, but I just use this as a comparison to see what a leveraged fund could do in a longer period of time. So it's got like 18% there versus TDAQ 16.99. And then the list goes down. But either way, they all have seemed to beat TSPY. So that's the reason why that I made the switch. But let's take out TDAQ so we get a longer time horizon. And this will go back to August of 24. And look at that. That fund has performed 45.58 against the GPIQ, which is 42.23, versus OVL, which is 34.91, and that's S&P 500 based. So I don't expect it to perform as well as the other two. And then TSPY, but it did outperform TSPY. And so what my thinking is that if TDAQ has a 17% distribution rate, plus 10.5 for OVL, plus 10% for the GPIQ, plus, let's just say 20% for the XQQI by NEOS. And we're going to divide that by 4. And that's where I got the 14.37% distribution rate. And one of the struggles I had with selling TSPY is it has about a 14% distribution rate. And I did not want to lose that income. So that's another reason I split it with these funds right here. So I just thought that would be interesting to share with everybody on that. But yeah, so we'll put TDAQ back in. And then we'll put the XQQI back in. And like I said, even in that that short window, every one of those funds has outperformed TSPY. So that's why I went with it. Well, in conclusion, I went with these 4 funds to hope to maintain the 14% distribution rate, and hopefully past performance is not indicative of future performance, but hopefully if they continue like they have in the past, that I'll get some outperformance too, compared to TSPY. And that's what I'm hoping for. So I want to try to get a little bit higher total return over a long period of time. And that's the main reason I did this. And I talked about the leverage one a little bit, and by NEOS, the XQQI, and I compared it, since it's only been out of probably like since maybe 2 or 3 months. I decided to compare it after talking to a friend of mine about it against QQCL, and it's Canadian listed, but I believe they've had their leverage funds longer. And so that gave me maybe a rough idea of what a leverage fund could do over a long period of time. And we've had some downturns, during that period of time, maybe not extended, but some downturns, and they kind of came back. But so that's why I added all these. And then of course I added some more OVL, which I've been talking a lot about that one lately. And I got a huge position in that one already. And I already had a very good sized position in TDAQ. So I added more to that. And then I've added quite a bit to that GPIQ lately as well. So I'm just trying to be able to have high distributions and be able to live off this portfolio sooner than later, because I am 55. So, and like I always tell everybody, this is just my journey. None of this is financial advice or a recommendation. It is just what Mike's doing on his journey. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're all doing any of these, let me know. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, until next time, I will catch you all later.